He said, fuck time, south side. Damn. I'm just gonna tell you, I ain't shit now. That's real. Okay. There we go.
Y'all might see me go like this.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody look at me. Means it's about to go on break, okay?
That's what you're doing, sitcom.
Would you want to sit? Cause you you feel sick out there. You did a lot of stuff, huh?
You got to. Try new things.
I'm gonna go ahead and make the first round.
I want to say I
Just
do
to
this.
start us off.
So,
Let me go ahead and
are you a bartender?
Okay.
Not officially. You know who you ask. I've been mixing the shit out of drink since my A&T days. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, that's right.
When was you at A&T?
Oh yeah.
When was you there?
Let's see, 05, spring of 05.
Oh, yeah, I was gone. I was less than 03.
Oh, okay.
Graduated in 08. Yeah.
08.
08, 09.
Okay. Alright, so that's the round. I think my son might be a little heavy handed at the time. But it always
Yeah, we
come
had that
out
little,
right.
that, what's it called? Something blanc. That thing was all liquor.
Really?
That drink we had was all
So
liquor.
we did a martini called Pussy Galore on our last one, and it was an expensive ass martini. The wine alone on it, Lillet Blanc, man, that shit, it was strong as hell. Like we couldn't even. We was like, yeah. Martini drinkers are G's. Like that shit was so strong. I was like, who is drinking this regularly? Like every person I've ever seen sipping on a martini, I'm like, you alcoholic.
I've had okay. Cause see, I drink the dirty martinis where they take the olive juice.
And they mix it with it.
Mix it with that. I've never had it with what you're saying.
Yeah, Lillet Blanc. So it's a wine. Everything in it is alcohol. It's gin, vodka, and wine. That's how you make a Pussy Galore.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I have never mixed wine and liquor.
Yeah, it's strong. That's an OG drink right there. Like you don't touch that if you don't listen. You better be at home. You better be around people you safe with. Like you, if you gonna drink that, you gotta be prepared. So then we put this is the amaretto. That you pour in here as well. So I put in peppermint schnapps so far.
It's gonna be good.
Rum, amaretto, and then a coffee liqueur.
Yeah, you got a nice mixture.
And so that's why you were telling me I need to send him our logo. Because that's the only way you can pull it up.
Yeah, I can see
so
now.
You just
definitely
use
didn't
what
mix
I'm
it. You know how to
we don't
mix
have
it
our
up
logo
to
in
where.
there yet.
Oh,
I sent it to him today. I wasn't sure.
Or you drinking like Kool-Aid, like
so if you don't have one, you can.
And that's when you say to your homegirl, like, how many have you had?
Yes. This is the only the Pussy Galore one was the only drink that we could taste the alcohol in because it was all alcohol. Everything else that I've made. You gonna fuck around and stand up after 3 or 4 and be like, okay, but you didn't drug me, this is crazy. I was drinking juice all night. I was not drinking liquor. Yes, you was. Yes, you was.
Yes, you was. Yes, you was. All right, we get ready to go on broadcast. Make sure your phones are on vibrate. Okay.
Shit, I took my own motherfucking phone. There we go.
You need to move it like that way to bring it this way, or?
No, I just moved it back so that way everybody can be seen.
Oh, you got okay, cool.
Yeah, because we wasn't able.
That skirt is cute.
Ma'am.
You missed your gift now for TD. I gave it to the first person that got here.
Yeah. Lovelace got it.
What was it?
We don't even need to talk about it.
Oh my god. Okay.
It's too late.
Okay.
And I don't do give backs.
Okay, whatever. I didn't know it was supposed to be so. All right, we get ready to go in, y'all. 3, 2, 1.
Oh shit, it's 11:40.
Ain't no lights even on right now.
Did you get a plug?
Oh shit, I don't like to.
Oh my goodness, come on, man. I just did the sound check. Everything was just
The
fine.
board went out. The board went out. Oh shit, you broke it. I didn't do it.
I didn't break it. I turned it down when I cut it back on.
Yeah, everything is plugged in.
Fucked up.
We haven't been nowhere but over here looking at the
Right, so
monitor
I'm looking right there.
or the screen.
You see this? None of the cords are going to this outlet over here that you passed.
Oh, this one that's out.
No, I don't see. The yellow one is plugged up. That goes to something over there. So it's just this stuff right here. This is just.
Oh, thank you.
What happened?
She made the
You know what I'm
drink.
saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
I just start off with one and then I make it again during our drink segment
Okay.
and explain how it's made. And I like to get her loose a little bit, get her a little.
So I can talk. So she want me to.
Cause you gotta be wide open and she be a little, she be trying to get reserved. I'm like, if you don't take this thing, I'm just like a nigga. Go on, get this lick up,
Let's
please.
get that in.
Go on, get that lick up, please.
Oh, there you go. We got it.
Sipping.
It was this
Oh.
one. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. So we got it.
Yeah.
Do we need to do the sound check again?
One good
Let
time.
me see. Okay, let me hear everyone.
Hello, 1 1 2 2.
Testing 1 2 3. 1 2 3.
4, 5, 6.
7 8 9.
It's good.
Tasty.
I didn't taste it.
It's sweet. So some people don't like sweet.
Y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me.
That's
Okay.
good.
All right, we
You
good.
don't taste it at all.
All right, we got to.
Man.
The trouble you
It's
get
okay.
into.
Yeah.
We get into the trouble.
All right, here we go.
I'm not driving. So.
3, 2, 1. You are now tuned in to 105.1 Live, and this is your host, Nefertiti,
And this is your girl, Loveless.
and we are wide open.
What it do,
What do,
boss?
everybody?
Sorry we late, y'all. Y'all know how we be. We be on nigga time sometimes. But we love y'all anyway. We here. Ooh, and tonight we are talking about sex, baby.
Okay.
Let's talk about you and me.
How the song go?
You and me.
You and me. Oh yeah, because you got a you
I got
thing.
yes, I got
Okay.
you and us.
Yeah, you and us
It's
things.
a we thing.
Because I'm involved in your things tonight. And of course, later on, we will be going through our late night sip, where I will tell you guys how to make some of this oh so delicious sexual healing that we are sipping on tonight up in here in the studio. So let's go ahead and jump right into things. First, we want to definitely introduce our guest tonight. We had to make sure we bring in some extra miles. So when you talk about sex, you got to get everybody's opinion. You got to know what everybody think. All right. So please, our beautiful guests, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Tiffany Speaks. I am a part of Broad Belt Speaks, and thank you for having us today.
Yes. And I'm Broad Belt of Broad Belt Speaks, and I'm gonna be, I guess, speaking for all the men.
Yeah, do what you can, bro. Do what you can.
You know how they go
Yeah,
sometimes.
some of y'all be acting
We're
up.
about to make it happen.
We do need at least a voice for the men, you
A
know.
little something. We try to get at least one man.
We're
or
trying to
somebody.
be fair. We always try to be fair.
We're trying to get at least some penis in here.
We need some
penis. At least some penis.
Let's get that
You
XY.
know our vaginas be confused.
Yeah,
We
they
have
do.
confused vaginas.
They do. You can't always trust the pussy 100%.
Right.
Hey,
So
I have one. I know you can't trust it.
So
all
look,
the time.
we're talking about that.
Right
We
now.
get the bestie between my legs. Like,
We had that was
How
a
we
show.
treat the bestie
Yes, how we
between our
treat that bestie. I treat her right, but that motherfucker don't treat me right. Hell yeah, we beefing. Like me and this fucking microphone, I can't get this bitch to stay still. I don't know what's happening. I'm just leaving. Fuck it. Fuck it. Y'all hear me? You better not.
We hear you need to raise it up.
Okay, let me raise this motherfucker up. There we go.
Okay.
I've got my Samuel Jackson fucking language on.
Right, you sure do.
Cursing like a motherfucker out here.
We just need a trench coat. So
Listen, listen, I get the right look in my system. That's how the sex goes. Nigga, get in this pussy, motherfucker. You better get in this pussy right the fuck now. What the fuck is wrong with you? Is you playing it or not? Like, bitch, you are aggressive. You do not need to.
Not another time.
Not another. No. No, we gotta have fun talking about sex. I love talking about sex. I think it is a beautiful, wonderful thing when done with the right people in the right environment. I say right people.
I was gonna say
because I don't like to put people into boxes. I don't know.
That's right.
I don't know who your people are.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever you and the right people are, it's a wonderful thing when you're doing what you do and you do it safely. Let me throw that out there, okay? Okay. So we gotta drop the safe bomb. It's a lot of that. I'm telling you right now. I see another old nigga with a new baby. I'm gonna blow some shit up. Okay? No more old niggas with new babies. I'm gonna tell you that shit right now. Cut that shit out. Cut it out. God damn it.
New baby.
Tired of this shit.
Well, you know, it's because we produce a 1,000 sperm like every minute.
Okay, so that means you also gotta spread them bitches out every other minute. Somebody better swallow one, because I don't swallow. I only swallow on holidays.
You better swallow. I can swallow like that. You better swallow them.
Look, that's
swallow the kids.
Swallow the kids.
Swallow them.
Don't let it hit the ground.
But no, don't swallow everybody kids. Hold on, ladies.
No, don't like you said the right.
Don't swallow everybody kids.
You shouldn't even be talking about swallowing if you don't even know the dick well.
Come on, man. I want y'all not be careful with these one night stands and these Tinder swipes, lefts and rights and all this hookup stuff. Be careful.
I was locked down before Tinder became a thing.
Because the sex effect.
I was old school, one night stand, and I know about this new shit. Meet you on the app. Hey, come on over. Let's go real quick. You had to discuss this shit.
They send the locations. They send the locations, and that's it. And they don't even care. And I'm telling y'all, that sex effect, that kind, if you just out here doing it with anybody and everybody, you'll have a bad side effect on that.
Especially women. I feel like women get it worse when it comes to sex and how it affects them. Like, real talk. Because I feel like women, we get,
emotion?
Yeah, I feel like some women get way, now mind you, we've already discussed in previous episodes, women can definitely have sex without it being emotional.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, unfortunately, a lot of us, that sex that needs to be involved with somebody, it causes them to be in fucked up situations. Yeah. We all know somebody who's letting a nigga drive their car with no license. Yeah, okay, this nigga got warrants and everything, but he done dick her down, and now this nigga's riding around in the whip. The kids need to be picked up from after school. What's going on? Okay, he got late. Why you add another bitch out? Add another bitch out.
Your kids outside of school like,
you know,
mama.
Calling you. She ain't this. I'm at work. This motherfucker was supposed to pick you up. Because she's always at work, ain't she? He done dropped her ass off at work and took the car.
Well, I mean,
go ahead, advocate for the make shit niggas. Go ahead.
That's a part of the partnership that we make. Okay? And because of that, we get to drive the car around.
Okay, so he's playing devil's advocate. That's what's up. Yeah. He's playing devil's advocate because you know damn well that ain't logical. Unless you're saying your dick game is so good, I should just listen. I know what I got, bitch. Go on and give me the bands.
Not if you driving my car. That damn good.
Listen, I seen so many females like dick whipped. I used to pray to God like I swear like Lord please I don't want no dick that good. And I don't know if you're supposed to say dick in a prayer to God, but I was like God.
Let me tell you something.
I was like please I don't want no dick that
good. You could be afraid of the dick. I'm not too proud to say that I'm afraid of the dick because I understand what dickmatized is. You know what I'm saying? Like from a young age when I first got the dick, I was like,
when I first got it.
She said,
I had to tread lightly. I couldn't. It was over the bike.
You saw the way your eyes blinked. She fucking around and flashed back.
I'm not about to to invite every weekend, and then I'll be looking stupid out here because I'm dickmatized, like your ass, and your ass. Then you gotta observe your friends, how they acting. Like, yeah, change.
Yes, they have.
I don't want to change. I guess I'm not gonna be having no dick for now. Cause I don't want to be changed.
No, nigga, I'm in high school. I'm not asking nobody but my mama can I go outside. You just my ass, nigga. I don't know who the fuck you think you is. Shit.
We want to dignitize and be like, okay, go make me them tacos.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody trying to be a Jody out this bitch. Stop trying to be Jody. Everybody can't be fucking Jody. Okay?
Tacos,
most of y'all niggas can't even do the beat it down right dance. Okay? So let's just stop that right there. Okay? You gonna have to do the goddamn I could have did better dance, bitch. Motherfucking shit. I don't play that. But what about friends? I have to mention this. My friend, she got 6 kids, so she know a lot about sex. Yeah. She know a lot about sex. She's a fertile motherfucker. Fertile as hell. She one of the freakiest motherfuckers I know. I'm telling you, she get a lot more sex than the bitch with 6 kids should. I'm just saying that right now. I know motherfuckers with way less, and they hard up. Okay, they hard up out here. She said I have to mention how the goddamn sex makes you a bad mother. Okay, she said good dick will make you a bad mama right now. She said she told me to throw that out there. And then listen, when my folk with 6 kids tell you good dick, I'm gonna just take a word for it. Okay, I'm gonna go on and believe it. You shake your head like you know you done been a bad mama.
No, I'm just like I understand.
You know a few.
I don't know.
How many kids we talking about over here with everyone? How many kids?
I have 1.
I have 2.
1, 2.
But I'm not a bad mother, but I can understand because it's cloud. It makes your judgment cloudy if you let it. When you was talking about earlier, you think it affect women more than it affect men. Yeah, I don't know. I saw it really depends on the man. Mm-hmm. So it all. Okay, so everyone can control their emotions, right? It just depends on what environment you come from and how you was raised and all of that. But you do have men out here that get pussymatized.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that was a word.
I just made it up.
Okay.
I like pussymatized better than pussy whipped.
Yeah.
Like this ain't slavery, nigga. Shit. I like that pussymatized because it's fucking with your brain.
Mind.
Yeah.
Well, effects of sex. They can affect what? Mental, spiritual.
Mm-hmm. It's the energy that is transferred.
It's definitely energy that's transferred. But I will say, so there is playing devil's advocate with it. You do have some men who do get caught up, but I do still feel like the percentage is in our favor. Because so many more men, we can just have sex and then just move on. And then a woman, a lot of times, she'll say, even if you're up front, and she'll say, okay, this works. And then after a few times, then all of a sudden she's asking questions, and we're like, wait, come on, like we already talked about this.
Because we the receivers, though.
Yes.
So now I gotta appear like the bad guy.
Well, no, you're not the bad guy. Truth of the matter is, like most females, she heard you, but she thought she was gonna change it.
Yeah,
that's the female.
part.
Yeah, the female who say, "Oh yeah, because I used to be her.
Yeah,
I lie my ass off. I was like, nah, we gonna get together. I'm gonna change him. But I was also younger and stupid at that point, and so now when I met my husband, I swear to God, I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, I had I slept with my husband. We met because of sex and weed. I'm gonna just tell you that. Sex and weed.
That's a beautiful
So real talk. It was like my second day on campus, right at A&T, and I ran into him. I through a mutual friend.
Was you a Cooper Trooper?
No, hell to the no.
I was a Cooper Trooper.
No, hey.
Ain't nothing wrong with Cooper
listen,
Trooper.
Cooper Troopers, them girls used to be up in
the
Cooper Hall
players,
was a male only dorm.
Oh, okay.
So Cooper Troopers was the females who frequented the dorm.
I got you.
Or you just walk up for the men. We just walk up the block to Bennett. Because they were prime.
They were prime.
Well,
Bennett a man over there.
Yeah, I'm about to say, listen, the lesbian quota there. I mean, it's like mad chicks. I mean, come on, like it's crazy over that money.
You walk up in there, it's like, man.
But I passed a lot of tests by being a Cooper Trooper. Because you're test. Because so if you know the football players and you're in with the football players, they used to always get the answers to the test.
Oh shit!
And they used to slip it right on to me.
Are you telling a secret?
Secret.
Get with the athletes, this lady. Don't just giving up that yoni for nothing.
I'm just saying that, right?
You better graduate and get
Hell
that
yeah,
yoni
you better
degree.
get something for it. Yeah, stop giving the pussy away for free. Shit, damn, that's a problem too.
But that goes for my brothers too. Like we need to make sure we're getting something out of it as well.
Y'all always make sure y'all get something out of it. Men have formed you don't even need to tell them. That's all they do. It's always about getting something out of it. Dudes, these boys, they don't do nothing with a female without thinking about getting something out of it. Period. Everything they do is to get something out of it. Some do. Most of them. Look at most of the dudes, especially these 20-somethings. Come on.
To lay it out there, a man is only gonna do what's being allowed. So we're gonna keep pushing and pushing and pushing until you be like, okay, you know, that's enough. Like we're gonna ask to try this out. We're gonna ask, you know,
we can try out some stuff now.
Like that ear hole looks whack, baby.
He didn't.
Let's try that hole.
That ear hole.
Wow, the ear.
When's the last time you ain't got that wax out of there?
Listen.
Let me help that out.
So
that's a hot spot though. The ear is a hot spot. That's a physical effect, right? Because if somebody in your ear and they breathe in your ear, and they kiss and they talk in your ear.
A deep voice.
Oh God.
Yo, I'm trash. I ain't nothing.
Immediately, there's an ocean. There's a flood immediately. There's a flood immediately.
Listen, old boy from Boys to Men. Let me tell you something. I don't know if he could really sing. I don't really know. But I do know when he
just talks.
And he talks so damn good. It was the most amazing.
That's why he had a best.
Yeah. Like that guy.
Catch me in the early morning. Okay? You talking about Barry White? Damn it.
A lot of guys sound good in the morning. That's real.
She's like, who is this nigga? Oh, it's you.
I feel like I sound good in the morning. What you talking about?
I mean, shit, my voice, I'm too.
I'm a little raspy. So that post-nasal drip gives it raspiness. When I wake up, that drip came down my throat. So it sounds a little... Oh, God. People like that. I don't know why.
You know what?
Like, oh, no.
That's that shit they tell you when you get up there in age. When you start getting in your 30s. For real, when you say some shit like that, post-nasal drip. About that statement.
You didn't have post-nasal drip.
I thought post-nasal drip was from cocaine.
Whoa. Say no. This is allergies. We're not that cool.
I thought she was riding that white pony.
No,
we're not that. I got sinus and allergies all year.
Ain't no white ponies over here. This no white waves.
We just going through waves. That's all we going through, honey. We going through medication, masturbation, and meditation. That's all we do.
Okay.
Three M's.
Medication, masturbation.
So medication, masturbation, and meditation.
Okay.
Let me tell you something about meditation and masturbation. Let me tell you, you can manifest a whole world with down meditating and then masturbating. If you have your attention set, let me tell you,
there's so much energy that is expended when you have that orgasm, male or female. Yeah. And so if you use that right there and manifest and start speaking some things into it, it will happen. I did it. I tried to want to see what happened. I done paid our rent for the past year. Girl, meditation, masturbation.
Anytime I have sex, I'm always manifesting.
Everybody knows what medication is.
I'm not doing it in vain. I don't believe in doing shit in vain, especially with the energy, because the energy from sex is like at 437 hertz. It's coming from it's exercise. It's exercise, y'all. That's exercise. That's motivation. Right? So I'm not wasting that energy. I'm like, once I learned about it, I was like, okay, I know energy is transferred. I know that much from high school. So let me try this. You know, and I hadn't even researched before I started trying it. I just was like, we getting ready to break? Okay. You don't have to. The camera can see your ass. I mean, the camera's okay, but we're talking about so y'all want to pay some bills, and we'll be back. This is Wide Open. Shut up now. You must have sent me a 5-minute cue. You need a 5-minute cue.
do the countdown. 5.
Okay.
4.
Like.
So you know I'm from the TV world over here.
Oh yeah.
Wrap it up. 5.
I can't go like this, so we can stop it. Oh God.
That was good.
I know. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
So how long are your breaks?
Like 5 to 10 minutes depends.
Wow. Okay.
Not that. I'm about to say, now we ain't gonna go that long tonight. It's already 10:46. We can do like 2 songs.
Are the songs pre-picked, pre-selected?
Yeah, I have some songs
Okay.
pulled up.
Yeah.
So do you select them based on what the topics are to try to relate them, or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah. We do. You gotta. Did you get Salt and Peppers on Talk About Sex?
No, it wasn't already up here.
Yeah. So you. Yeah, and then for the men, we should do Tank.
I had a whole dance routine on some Tank.
Okay.
Last year.
What?
Tank been putting dicks in his mouth. I said it. I said it.
Wait.
Okay.
Wait. You
His
know what?
songs are still good. Okay, I don't care about.
Oh no, I still listen to his songs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't care about dicks in his mouth.
But
But that's
he put
true.
dicks in his
Man,
mouth.
because
He's married. That's my reason for
Oh,
saying
is he
it.
married?
Yes, he is married.
Wouldn't we?
He's
She said,
yeah.
Yeah.
Suck.
Oh, see.
I might like it. It might be kind of a fetish of his.
I know. Well,
there.
based off of what was said and his slip up, because he didn't intentionally say it. He slipped up. They was talking about men who believe that getting or receiving oral sex from another man is okay. It doesn't make you gay. And like if you just wanted to try it, but it's like if you wanted to try it, it's okay to try it. It doesn't make you gay. There's nothing wrong with it. And there was like, look at his face. We're gonna talk about it definitely when we
got to.
But yeah, it's this rapper in Florida. He's known in Florida. Some guy, I forget his name, but he talked about letting this guy give him head.
Yeah.
And he was like, fuck this shit, I ain't motherfucking gay. He was like, y'all niggas is stupid. That shit ain't nothing. It's just like if you let a bitch do it. You know, so I was like,
wow.
but it's not though.
Yeah,
but
Tina and Tony are different.
But according to him, it didn't make him any less of.
I
But it ain't about whether he a man or not. That's not the question. It's about whether or not you're gay or not. Like you sleep with women.
So they very specific with that part.
Yeah, because you're saying I'm not gay. You're saying I'm not bi. That's their point. It's not bi or gay of me to let some dude give me head. That's what's being said. And so Tank did this interview, and he slipped up and was like,
yeah, I don't think it's bi.
He slipped up and said he put a dick in his mouth. That's what he slipped up.
He put a dick in his
mouth.
mouth.
They was talking and people was running the back and they was like, yo, and they just happened so quick in the conversation. And they kind of kept going. Like, nobody stopped on it. It was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it happened quick. That's when he was like, oh, so he put dicks in his mouth. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he slipped up and he said that he tried it before. Or it happened, you know what I'm saying, one time before.
That's because, so was the interview, was it with men or women?
It was with men.
That's why, because if it was with women, you all would have caught it. You
hell
like,
yeah, we would have caught that
hold
shit.
Hold up, Tank.
I think a woman did catch it later. Yeah, like, who's dick in your mouth did you have, sir?
Because a lot of times, sometimes it's almost like we just keep running through.
Yeah, they just keep.
We don't always pay attention.
Yeah, and he definitely.
And women are always on point. Where they're like, oh, hold up.
Yeah.
The same way you all catch us in lies. We're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You
From
said you was going to be with
And you had a white shirt on, sitting down in that blue chair, and your watch was tilted to the side, and it said 3:45.
It's talking about, his car been broke for 2 fucking weeks. Really? Because last week, nigga, you said he was the one that picked you up last night at fucking 10 o'clock at night.
That's gonna happen if his car's broke.
It's been 2 weeks. I talked to the nigga's girlfriend. I know.
See, we lie all the time. Chris Rock said it best. Men lie all the time. Women tell the biggest lies. Men lie about I was at Tony's house. Women be like, it's your baby.
Oh, wow.
Damn!
I heard this podcast. It was called Black Love, and they was interviewing this guy and his present wife, and he was in a former marriage where the lady told him that she was pregnant with his twins, and he took care of them damn twins for 9 years. And the twins wasn't
9 years. Yeah.
That's real.
I don't know who can tell. To me, all babies, like, no baby looks like the parent. To me, like a newborn. Until
you
a
got
couple of months in,
yeah.
3-4 months, then you're like, okay. But a newborn, you can claim, I mean, anybody can say you're the father.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and you know what? The messed up part is it's gotten so bad that they had to change the law. Yeah. That's why you are now required to get a DNA test.
Yeah.
If you're not married, you have to get a DNA test to have that person's name added to your birth certificate. Yeah, you have to. And I'm like, because people just like, oh, I'm here. Like, there's one man, he got arrested and has a warrant for child support on a child that's not his.
But he signed it.
And he didn't sign it.
Then what?
So this is what happened. She had the baby. In order for her to get assistance, yes. In order for her to get assistance from the government, she had to list a father. And he was the only man that she could think of, so they allowed her to put his name on the paperwork. Now, mind you, he's older, of course. By this time nowadays he's like 50 or something. So you know what I'm saying? So this was back in the day before it was a rule. So they say you got to put down a father. So she put down his name, no DNA test, no nothing. He's fighting in court, spending money on lawyer fees and she's admitted he's not the father. I just they said I had to put somebody down, so I just put him down. But he's not the father. Period. He didn't. He was.
So those are the women you can call hoes.
Look, that's just straight up trifling.
Yeah, but at least she was willing to speak to the fact that it wasn't him, but it's the whole system, the judicial system that's centered around.
Well, she should have put it on the actual father. If she knew who the actual father was, see, and that's the problem. But that's not fair. See, me now, ever since I have brothers and I have a son, I take that shit extra personal. It's not okay to ruin some man's life.
It's not.
Yeah.
This man is literally fighting for his freedom for something. Had this been his child, you wouldn't even have to put him on child support. He would have took care of his child. But now he wasting time on lawyers' fees. That man owed thousands of dollars in back child support, and they don't give no fucks that he ain't the father. They don't care that she lied.
Yeah.
And she admitting now that she lied.
And see, that's the whole issue with it. Because I know people who went through the system, and I'm one who even went through it after a divorce. And they don't. If you don't walk in there with a lawyer, they're not listening to you. And
that's facts.
Yeah. And I will say that there were so many men who were just trifling that were in there, but they just put us all together under the same umbrella. They don't separate the fathers who are there for their children and paying, and then the ones who can't even pay $25 a month. And haven't seen their child since been born, and they took a test, and it is their and so, but they see a lot of that. Yeah. And then you come up, and luckily you have a lawyer, because if you don't come up with a lawyer, they just dismiss anything you say. They just think it's
automatically a lie.
Oh, it is.
We can't trust you.
Yeah.
And I told.
And then being black, I mean that's just.
Yeah, definitely.
So you remind me of me because you was like, I have brothers and I have a son, so that's how I am. It's like because I have my sons, my whole view of like how black men are treated is just like so different than a lot of other women that don't have black sons. And I feel like I'm doing everything I can to make sure that my black babies are set in a light where it's like y'all are great, y'all are, but it's not designed that way. It's designed to like diminish the black man and make them look less than or something. Yeah, it's so weird. Yeah, and we supposed to go along with it. And then my thing is, y'all black women, I'm not even going because that's not the topic. So
we got her air. Yeah, she's still playing.
Yeah, so it's just like they be going along with it. They go along with it so easily to like put down black men and
about 20 seconds we can come back.
Some of it's just programmed. It's the education.
Yeah. It is.
And it's what's at home. It's the support system you've been involved that you grew up in.
Exactly. I mean, it works both ways.
It does.
You believe if this is all I see, why would I believe anything else?
You're right. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2.
And we're back. This is Loveless.
And this is your host Nefertiti, and we got Broad Waist
Broad waist.
Broad belt.
Oh, belt speaks. I'm so sorry. I haven't even only had a couple of sips. I
she was drinking on the way here. She drinks and drives.
We ain't gonna talk about the 40 she walked in with.
She's an OE girl. She's an OE girl. Yes. So before we go any further, guys and gals, I want to go ahead and just let you guys know. Let's jump into a late night sip with Neff and Love, and let's discuss what we are sipping on tonight. So while we are talking about sex, baby, we are also sipping on some sexual healing. And based off of what my co-hosts and guests have stated, it tastes oh so good and will definitely get you caught up in something. Okay, and hopefully your sexual life is a wonderful night. So let me let y'all know how we make this oh so good drink. So first you want to get you a tall glass. We're using wine glasses tonight, but the recipe calls for a tall glass filled with ice. You can put in an ounce of rum. We use Malibu coconut rum tonight, but you can use any rum you like. And then you put in an ounce of peppermint schnapps. I put in about 2 ounces of amaretto.
Okay.
And we put in about 2 ounces of coffee liqueur. And then I believe, Neff, you gave us, is that almond milk or that's whole?
That's regular.
That's regular whole too. Okay, that's 2%.
Okay.
2%. So it really don't matter what milk you put in that motherfucker. Just get you some milk, okay? Go ahead and put in. Right? So we went ahead and put in about 2.5, 3 ounces of milk. Go ahead, mix it all up, shake. Pour it into the cups. And I believe everybody here is enjoying the sip.
It is nice.
I have to say, this drink is smooth.
It's so smooth.
You don't taste nothing.
Yes.
Mine is gone.
Another one.
Yes. Oh, yes. And that's exactly what I'm about to do. I'm going to go ahead and whip up another batch of sexual healing. And while we are whipping up this oh so delicious batch of sexual healing, we got to touch base on something else that actually came up while we were on break.
Okay.
I don't know how we go into it, so I'm going to just be brutal.
There you go.
We're talking about sucking dick, goddammit. Okay? Who's sucking dick?
Fellatio's
for these hoes. No, what? So we talked about sucking dick. Now, sucking dick get you caught up too. Now I ain't gonna lie. Now I think not for women. I'm talking about for men. I think you know what I'm saying. She didn't goddamn suck your back end. He didn't fuck around.
Hey, you saw what Superhead did to her.
I'm just saying. Like, listen. Look, you heard Carly Red. Yeah. Carly Red is crazy from Glove Hip Hop. That motherfucker using them feet and them hands, get them working together. Yes, you heard about them feet and them hands.
I think
girl about to gallop about this big. Yes. Wow. Feet and hands. First of all, I'm flexible. You know what I'm saying, but
okay.
Feet and hands, I done fuck around locked up in that position. I'm telling you right now, I don't have some water in the stretch, bitch. I can't goddamn do that motherfucker. I'll two-hand fuck out that bitch though. You'll think some shit happening with the team. I'm telling you. Can't do it. But we telling you. But we talked about what we mentioned Tank. We brought Tank up because in talking about sex, we're talking about all about sex and all effects of sex. Tank is a married man. Tank's a married man who accidentally admitted one day, a few years ago, that he sucked a dick before. And left it at that. He mentioned it, it came out low-key. None of the dudes caught it, paid attention to it. Somebody caught it later, probably a
woman caught it.
Yeah, caught it later. And everybody was like, oh, he didn't suck the dick. Now, and we didn't also talk about a rapper.
He said sucking dick wasn't gay.
He said, right? He said trying it. He said he tried it. He didn't say it wasn't
He said
gay.
He tried it, because I could have sworn I watched that video and I did not see him say nothing about it. He tried it.
He said he tried it.
I couldn't believe the take is.
He said he tried it. I don't know.
No, I can't.
I don't know. Now, I don't know what late night things might have happened. I don't know what industry stuff happens.
That's what I was going to say. He's an industry dude.
Yes.
So it's just like sometimes you get so much pleasure. You like keep seeking like more and more and more. That's
he like no. Well, go ahead and speak.
You ain't never been in the industry. They get bored. They get bored. They get all the pussy they need. They get everything that they need. Then they have to try something new.
But see, so I'm not too one that can really sign off on that. Only because I know friends of mine who have a nice amount of pleasure that they've indulged in with women, and they've never thought about crossing that street to deal with, to see, it's not even a temptation.
So the heads you
about men. Yeah, the only men I know of, and I'll speak to it, men that I know that have been in prison, those are the only men that I know who even tiptoed around that. And that was because of the circumstances. And I'm talking about someone in for 10 years.
Right,
but outside of that, I don't know a man, unless he is somewhat bisexual. And it's okay if you are. You don't need to, shy away from that. But I can't check off or sign off on the fact that, I'm going to just try this out. And, that's it. Because the fact that you're even thinking about it and making the consideration to even have that thought cross your mind lets me know that, you're somewhat on that side of the fence. And again, like I said, and not to even be PC about it, I'm just speaking because I don't care. Your sexuality is your sexuality.
That's right.
But there's no need to hide it. And there's no need to try to create this type of blanket to say, well, no, it's only because of this here why I tried it, and now that I tried it, I'm cool. Because if you tried it once, more than likely you probably, because if you tried it and you completed it, so here's the thing, for all my friends,
he completed it.
If you trying it and coming, it's two different things.
Ooh.
If he put his mouth on it and then you let him go all the way to where you came in his mouth, that means you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
That means you enjoyed
that's
it.
true.
That's true.
When we were off air, I was telling the ladies here, I was like, there's a difference between the mouth of Tina and the mouth of Tony.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't want to feel Tony's mustache brushing up against my dick.
Have y'all heard that there's gay men who teach women how to suck dick?
Say what?
There's gay men and there's women who learn how to suck dick.
They're on YouTube.
Gay men.
Yeah.
I never heard of that until last show. I was like, excuse me, what?
I heard of women because HBO used to have those sex shows that used to come on, and they would go over all the different how to give a blowjob and other things, and they would show stuff on how to find a woman's G-spot. Like it was all.
And the G-spot is real. I'm going to advocate for this shit on every episode.
So all my brothers,
the
G-spot is real.
So if you don't know, you better find out. And I don't want to hear nothing about, the penis isn't big enough. Listen, okay? That shit can be as big as it want to be and miss the whole fucking spot. All right? Let me tell you something. The slickest shit I ever heard was this white lady. She was a sexologist. She said... If you don't know your body, you don't know what turns you on. When you're having sex, all you're doing is letting him masturbate you.
So
that's it. And that sounds nasty. You let him masturbate you.
But look. So let's speak on that because that is so true. There's so many women I know. When you're having sex with a woman as a man, there's so many women who don't know their bodies. So they don't even know how to get to that point. So you can be killing it, dicking them down, and they enjoying it, but they don't even know how to move. They don't know what to do with themselves. So it's almost like they're laying there. And all my brothers and fellas be like, we know the woman that just lays there, and we like, this is it. Like even like especially if you get that one and you like, this is gonna be good, and you get in the bed and she don't do nothing, and you like, really?
Oh damn, that hurt. That just hurt. That's fucked up.
Yeah, it happens a lot.
That's real.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna say this because I remember the first time I found out that females lay there, and I say found out because for me, the first time I had sex, but I'm gonna be honest, by the second time I had sex, I guess because I talked to older guys, they made it clear like, nah, like push, like throw it back, don't just lay there, throw it back. So when I found out that a lot of females were so, like one female in particular, I ain't gonna say her name, but like her boyfriend always cheated on her. And I was just like, he's just a terrible dude, right? And then I found out that, when she told me about their sex, she was like, yeah, I just lay there. And I was like, so you lay there all the time? You don't do nothing else? She was like, yeah.
Who told her to lay there?
That's it. That's all you do is lay
there. You don't have natural instincts because my first time having sex, like,
I need to move. We need to groove together.
I understand that concept, but I don't know.
Well, yeah. Well, you know what?
I masturbated too before I.
I think
that's why. So you learned your body.
I did.
Exactly. You learned what you liked before you did it. So
how can you
knew
not?
what you
Because
wanted.
I mean,
because most of us don't. Most women are not. There are grown ass women that
was
who
later
have never had an orgasm.
when I had my first.
That's okay. How old were you?
16.
Okay. So, but there are grown women to this day who have never had orgasms because they have never bothered to know themselves. Wow. Masturbation is a beautiful thing. Men, y'all know what y'all like. You know what turn you on. Why? Because by the hell no. Because by the time they're like,
I had to research all that.
It's harder for women.
I had to research all that because I could not understand why it was so difficult for women to actually just have an orgasm.
Yeah.
Like, why we gotta do all that shit? Why we gotta find a spot?
I can definitely
like what the fuck is going on? All I see them two was in and out, in and out, in and out. And they getting what they need. They
ain't shit ass.
And I'm like, right. And I'm looking at them like, I wanna go, like
no effort, the nut ass niggas.
It's a partnership.
That
woman needs to say something, because if that woman's just laying there, the man is like, well, I'm gonna just get mine. Because just like a woman knows how to get hers, at least some women, a man, and this is something I've had discussions with women with, just because it's there and we enter it doesn't mean that it's always good. Sometimes we fake it, and sometimes we just trying to get it done so we can finish and be done with it. And then you wonder why we don't have sex with you no more.
Okay, so I'm going to say this. First of all, y'all some hoe ass niggas.
Oh my God.
So first of all,
you ain't giving it.
Okay. So first of all,
I don't like you for you. I don't like you for you. I'm trying to get some pleasure out the motherfucker. And you didn't please my ass.
No applause.
Why would you stay in some pussy? You like that's some hoe ass nigga shit to me. You gonna stay in some shit you don't really want because you like, fuck it, let me get off. I had a dude straight up tell me he was in some pussy that stank. He was like, man, I was just holding my breath and I was trying to hurry up and finish.
Okay.
I was like, why would you stay in some pussy? Mind you, he was a teenager at the time, but let's be real. Teenage and grown ass men will stay up and, cause listen, you ever seen a motherfucker with a baby? You be like, bitch, who fucked you? That was the nigga that did right there. That was him. That was him.
Wow.
That was him.
But that's just two different mentalities. I don't know.
The mentality is something.
Yeah, because this is like, if she ain't working, it's working and vibrating and thrusting, he ain't doing it.
But once we get in it, we like, okay, well, I'm here now. So I'm going to finish and I'm going to get this nut, especially for a man we're already attracted to.
Look.
So
this is a woman. And you got to pump 1. Pump 2, pump 3. I just remember that.
My pussy done turned into the Sahara.
Like she go like this. Like she turned up on your ass, and then if she tighten up on your ass and dry up on your ass, it's straight torture. It's straight torture. The next time he gets it in, it's like it's dry.
That's torture for us too.
Oh God.
Shit.
Sure,
we gotta stop. Go down there and lick that pussy.
You don't want to enter into that damn.
Don't lick it till it's wet.
That sandpaper. Shit.
He said, now he mad, he done scratched his dick. Well, that's what you get, motherfucker.
That's all right with your ass.
You should have ate the pussy first. You should have ate the pussy first. Had you went down there and licked that clit, goddamn it, with your selfish ass. That'd be the problem. Had you ate that pussy first, I would have been in the mood already. You would have helped yourself out, nigga, with your weak ass stroke game.
I think a lot of men like eating pussy as much as women like sucking dick. I just don't think that.
They don't. They don't. It's a matter of fact, on another show we did, we talked about it. And more women perform oral sex than when it comes to men. But men like it more than women do. Even though women do it more, men enjoy it more.
And I'll say, because I know women, I know even female friends of mine who say they don't like it. Yeah. And they tell like they've had men who try to go down on them. They're like, no. Don't do that.
Oh, they had it done right. No, I'm just going to say, you have it done right. You're damn right, that's what it is. Shit. Really? What if somebody say, oh, hey, it ain't good. Get your dick sucked ain't good. What you going to say? Nigga, you didn't have your dick sucked right. You didn't have it right. Because, I'm telling you right now, mind you, the first time a guy ever gave me head, it was awkward. It was uncomfortable, but I was also sexually mature. and he was older than me, and so he was like, I swear I tried to lie and tell him I came. He was like, no, you didn't. I was like, yeah, I did. He was like, trust me, I know you did. I'm like, yes, I did. I'm going home. Get on my bike and leave it. Oh, wow. Like, but it was awkward, but that was the only time I didn't like it. Because the next time I allowed it to happen, I was older. I better understood my body and what I liked. Yeah. And so by the time it got to that point, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm good now. Now, shit, I'm team head. I don't give a damn what you say, okay? Like, I'm telling you, I used to say anything cheap, but my husband don't like it.
So is it the experience of the woman that plays a part in it? Is what we're saying? That maybe just the woman is not experienced enough, that she hasn't had enough encounters with.
I'm gonna be
honest. She should be able to tell you, like, hey, you gotta look at it like this.
Yeah.
Just stay right there in the area.
And some of y'all are just like, I don't want to be a teacher.
It's a simple conversation.
It really is. It really is.
Okay, so.
But sometimes
you can use your hand too. It's like you get the.
Oh yeah.
You ain't got to go down at the whole, like, that's penetration. That's for the dick.
So all the women here. So what we're saying is the women here, you all talk. You all, explain, like, hey.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say exactly what I want, but that comes with like experience and age, because I don't know if there's some men still later in 30s and 40s. Sometimes men are hard to teach or to tell. Their egos get in the way. They don't want to listen to you trying to tell them. They take offense to it. Okay? So men need to work on that. Don't take offense, guys. We're trying to teach you and tell you how we want to be. Please listen. Because you should tell us. It should go both ways.
It ain't hard. They ain't got to tell you. You just put your mouth on it. You look
at it. No, I see some bad head pornos. I see some bad head.
I ain't like the only thing I've ever been told.
And then if you want to do it,
don't put your teeth in.
No, don't put the teeth in. Yeah, that's both ways though.
But don't bite my shit.
That's why.
Don't leave it cold. That's my thing. Is like, don't leave it cold. Like you have to have the flat tongue, so the heat from your tongue can cover the whole clit.
Educate.
You know what I'm saying? There you go. That tongue gotta be lazy.
Because then when they do the sucking motion with the tongue,
I'm enjoying this conversation.
That sucking
motion. Don't do that little lip making shit.
You can do the flat tongue for a minute, right? So you're warming it up, and then you could turn it into like the hard tongue, right? The hard tongue, like you got to make it
pressure to it.
Put pressure to it. Yeah. So then you're like doing it. You're doing it on the click, and then you go back.
Yeah.
To the warm.
And what I don't like is when someone uses that lizard real quick. Don't even touch me. Like, it's not a lollipop. Like, it's
you
not
just
a
fucking
lollipop.
violated.
Stop it.
You know, that's what it feels like.
It feels like a violation.
It feels awkward and creepy.
Yeah, the lizard.
Yeah, it's called the lizard. Do not do the lizard.
What the fuck is you doing? And usually when you're doing it, you're not hitting the right spot. So now I'm also upset. Because now you flicking other shit while you're first of all, niggas, pick a location. You all over the goddamn place down
there.
That's
just like
the kid is in one fucking spot. Why you over here?
They're not paying attention. Pay attention.
Yeah, y'all niggas travel too much.
Yeah, a woman's body will let you know what feels good to her.
Yeah.
So if you're laying with someone and you're going to try to please them, pay attention to their body.
Exactly.
Because if you're not doing it right, you're going to know. Because I'm just going to be like.
But that also tells me how much you care about my experience in the sex. Because if you haven't noticed that I'm not reacting to what you're doing, and I have to literally instruct you, move your head now because now I'm pissed off. If I gotta, first of all, I'm not a fucking quitter. I'm like goddamn Bernie Mac. You gotta learn. You gotta learn. I'm gonna move your head, but now I'm frustrated. So I'm gonna move it with a little bit of here. That's what here. Lick right there, nigga. Don't move.
It's a bullseye.
Don't move, nigga. Don't move. Now I done had to turn into a whole different
monster. Have an orgasm off of that, and I don't think they really understand.
Or when they doing it right, and then they move away from it right before you. I smack the fuck out. I smack the.
That's just like when the dick is inside. Don't if I'm squeezing you with my legs,
but y'all do that to us
too.
Oh, I ain't never done in my life. I don't do no shit like that. It's rude.
You might be an exception. You might be exception, but women do that too.
That's not cool.
You get right there and you tell them like, "Oh shit, that's it," and then they switch it up. You're like, "Oh, what the?"
That might be perfect.
And you got to build us back up.
Especially if you get head.
But we'll say if we know someone can't last long.
Is that what it is?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You want the dick too? Then you're gonna try to slow that down.
No, don't do that yet. I need you to hit this shit.
You know your dick.
So they got them shoulder drop. That nigga started shaking a little bit. Let me switch it up. Let me switch it up. Hold on.
But that's why it's not fair because you all can just keep coming.
That's why you need two men to help it out.
Somebody mute her mic.
Bitch, where's the applause? Where's the applause on you need two men? Where's the applause?
Somebody mute all the mics. We're not doing that.
All right.
So
it's not fair.
But put two bitches in it. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Like you don't need two bitches. I'm trying to make you last. I'm trying to make you last for my ass, and you trying to add two bitches?
You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
Some men know how to handle two women.
Yes.
I know.
Okay, they know how to. They know how to make it. They know how to make it last. They know how to split it. They know how to do that. So it's not a problem.
So I will say,
go ahead, penis. Go on, penis.
Who want to do, do a threesome with two women. That is part of it. You want to make sure that you're making it last. And you want to make sure that you're being equally, it's what I call equal opportunity for both. So,
clap.
You can't finish with one and not go to the other. So
there you go.
You need to have that built up. So all of you who just think, oh, this is what I want, you got to put that work in.
Y'all be ready for it.
You got two women. So understand that.
Hey, but what's that old school saying? Grandma used to be like, your eyes is bigger than your stomach.
There you go.
That's how I feel about it. Every man want to have a threesome, but most of y'all couldn't handle it if you was put in a position to have it in.
There you go. Say that.
So
he looked disappointed.
I'm gonna just be personal.
When was your threesome?
I'm gonna be personal.
We're supposed to be. This is wide open.
I've had a few, and I'm not gonna say I'm a vet, but I'm seasoned.
Okay,
seasoned like he seasoned like checkers fries on rallies.
But it truly does come to
Arby's curly fries.
You have to spread the joy. You truly have to spread the joy when you have two women because you pleasing one. And then the next one is looking to be pleased too. So that dick has to be able to be spread around. And it can't be for 5 minutes. It has to be, you got to put that work in. You got to put that work in.
So you can easy spread dick. You don't get it till you ride.
It's nothing like with two women and you pleasing both of them. Because then you get another session. And then another session. It becomes a trend. Facts. All of a sudden, history starts to repeat itself.
I listened to him. I'm like, Facts. But I have my personal experiences too.
Yeah. So you definitely, and I do know, just speaking to some friends of mine who jumped into a threesome and they just wasn't prepared.
Wow.
I
So
was going to hear their conversation.
Yeah. So you definitely have to be.
You're like, what?
Ain't nothing more disappointing.
I would be pissed.
Ain't nothing more disappointing for a man not to fit.
Yeah, and it's one thing to have two women on you. That's an excitement level that you have to be prepared for.
That's right.
You get one woman kissing on you, now you get two women kissing on you, touching on you, fondling you, caressing you. You got one things.
I just had a
real out here. Everybody can handle it.
Look, somebody mute
this
her
girl.
mic.
Okay.
Somebody mute her mic.
Y'all, we about to go to break. We're gonna talk about myths, sexual myths, truth about sex. All right. We'll be back after these messages.
No, just imagine that though. That has to be very exciting if you have two men.
We've had discussions about that. She's serious about that.
I'm very serious about that. I've been trying to convince my husband.
She's in her truck.
It's so different.
Yes, I can. I have. I've masturbated to it. Yes.
Oh my God, my mind would be like, oh,
the issue with men is that we're so prideful. And our egos get in the way because of the fact that we're the ones doing the entering. So to see someone else enter you, it's like, oh, even if we have a part of us that would like to see it,
Yeah.
Could we deal with it, the aftermath
I
of
think
it?
you could.
That's the challenge.
But the only reason, okay, but I do understand that because stigmatized is a thing. So the girl,
I'm telling you,
you're like, oh,
don't let me as your man hear you do a moan I ain't heard before. Like,
that will make.
where that come from?
so wouldn't that be like vice versa?
It's so hard for
I'm
men to see another man in their woman.
And I'm gonna tell you that is very true because my husband has gotten pissed off. My husband has gotten jealous by the sounds my goddamn vibrator has made with me. He was like, that motherfucker dead ass. You didn't make that sound with me. I said you also didn't hit the clip like the vibrator did. But I tell you one thing: when you're honest with him, a real man that love you make changes. When you say click like never before, I tell you that goddamn. He said ain't no vibrator. Gonna motherfucking show me up. Ain't no purple machine with some triple A's and that bitch gonna show me up. God damn it, that motherfucker been on punching. I should have told you.
That's like John Henry.
Right,
That's damn John Henry against the Steam. You know what I'm saying? Like, now today, but it's true because I'm someone who loves to see a woman being pleasured because that creates the excitement for me. So that gets it going. But if the man is not willing to, take it to that level, then that's what's going to happen because I've known female friends of mine who said, after we finish, then I have to finish myself off. Well, and that's like, damn, And it's like, and I asked her, have you talked to him about it? And she was like, I've talked to him plenty of times. And he's still not making that correction. So.
So it's time to be replaced. That's the problem. It's time to be replaced.
I think some men just don't know how to adjust, to change up. I think some men, like some women, they don't know their bodies. They don't know how to switch up their stroke. They don't know how to move. They don't know how to do any of that. So.
And then I think, because I can be a squirter because I know how to make myself squirt. But it's harder for a man to make me squirt. So it's not that I didn't come while we're having sex or anything, but if I want to feel that squirting experience, I know I'm going to have a whole session by myself. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that you didn't do your job. It's just for me to actually tell you. I mean, it's a lot of communication. I guess it's just.
But when you find the right ones, the communication isn't a problem. And I think that's because But I've been with my husband. We've been together 15 years. We've been married going on 6 years this November. So communication was a big part of it because once you have that time in those relationships, sex becomes different. You know what I'm saying? Sex changes and you have to start doing more and you have to really think about it. And since we grew up together, I remember since I was 18, he was 21, I learned what I liked while with him. You know what I'm saying? I learned what I don't like. And we
So he could do what so can the vibrator get you there just like him? Or is the vibrator more efficient than
the vibrator used to be? Right. When he heard the noises coming from me with the vibrator, and he was like, "Whoa, you make that?" And I was like, "Yeah, I make that noise." Then it was like, but like I said, communication. He loves me. For him, it's a priority. I want you to enjoy this. I want to be the one have you shaking, doing all of this goddamn moving like you about to do it.
I like that.
That's the difference between a man who's just trying to bust a nut and a man who is trying to please the woman.
Exactly.
And then when you get with a woman who you're in a relationship with, then it's the communication. Because I'm one who I'm like, okay, I'll talk with you about it. Like, do you like this? What don't you like? What do you like? Because I want you to get that full experience the same way I want to get
real full experience. Love to see a woman enjoy
it's nothing better than that because you really feel like I did that. I did that.
Hey,
like that tear that dropped. That was me.
That makes y'all go harder when you please them. Like it excites you.
It really does. And it's really just the men who don't understand that yet, who haven't got to that point. And that's a part of experience. That's a part of being with women who you've been willing to have a conversation with. And that's a man who's willing to say that just because I got this dick doesn't mean I know everything. Because just that in and out just doesn't do it.
Right.
So then,
you have to have that hip, that.
Oh
yeah. That too. Like spooning. I like that. It's like a spoon.
As a man, do you find more enjoyment?
I like watching him
when you are. Have you been with as you progress in your sexual relationships, have you found that you enjoy it more when you are focused on your partner versus back maybe when you were just worried about getting you?
Oh, definitely. So, and that's something that's the growth. So when I was young, it was just all about
30 seconds.
Me. Mm-hmm. And then as you get older, especially when you meet a woman who's willing to communicate.
Yeah.
And so that's part of it too. Have you ever met a woman who's willing to communicate? Because some women won't tell you. They just make you think that you're doing it. They,
That's true.
I've been that one.
That's why I don't have to hurt nigga feelings because motherfuckers don't know how to just tell them.
But that's a secure woman.
If I scream louder and louder, he's gonna think he's doing something, and
all right, y'all.
Over.
It will.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And we're back. This is wide. I want to get.
This is wide open. We're back,
Hey
y'all.
guys, and we're back. Wide open. You are tuning in with us. Episode 7, Sex Effects. We are talking about sex, baby. So we have Tiffany Speaks, correct?
Yes.
Tip Speaks.
Yes.
In the building. We also have Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Martin. I like Martin. I like to say people's
Martin.
names.
I like
Martin. I like
that.
that. In the building, they are talking with us about talking with us about sex, their own different things, experiences, and stuff like that. So first, of course, I want to remind you guys, make sure, of course, you are following us on Facebook as well as our IG at Wide Open, WYDE 105.1 Live. You can also check us out at www.105.1live.com as well to stream the show there if you don't catch us tonight, every Friday night at 10 p.m. So, now that we went ahead and said that and we plugged that in there, we are sipping on some sexual healing. We done already had our second round. And yes, it will get your ass in trouble.
I could have a third. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm not.
Okay.
We need some more ice.
We got an ice.
I mean, it's a bag in the freezer. We can do some things.
If we like getting up.
Everybody like, hey, I done got in trouble. I got to go home. I had to go home. So we're jumping back in. We're talking about these sex effects. We're about to go into the myths of sex. But before we do, I just had one question I had to ask Martin while on air. That I asked him during the break, and I just like him to give that answer because I feel like there may be at some point maybe somebody who needs to hear this. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you don't know that it can be better. You know what I'm saying? So for the brothers out there who just worried about getting that nut, what I asked is, Martin, when it came to sex and your growth in it, do you find that you now enjoy it even more because you focus on your partner versus back when you was just getting up in there trying to bust that nut and make it and get on out?
Yeah. And so to speak to that, that's definitely the way my experience went. So at the early stages, and probably for most men, you probably got an exception here and there, but it is just getting that nut. Even when I was young, talking to older men, they used to talk about just getting that nut. But then you get, as you experience interactions with more and more women, and then coming across a woman who's willing to communicate, which is key too, to let you know what they like and what they don't like, and then you start performing a certain way, and now you start seeing all the pleasure that they are getting from the performance. So now you really start feeling yourself, and now when you move on from her, you take that to the next woman. And now that's how you start stigmatizing some of these women. You start telling them out because you know some little tricks here and there with things, and it's not just penetration. It's all about the movement. It's all about the way you grab them. It's all about the way you pull them close and you say things to them, and you get right up on them. And women like that strength and that force of a man.
Like that masculine energy.
Yeah, they love all of that. And they like when you talk to them. And you make a point to say, this is what I'm about to do to you.
Ooh.
And then you do it. You don't just... You're not just creating sound. You actually let your actions be a reflection of your words.
You're going to be dignified. Any man tell you what they about to do to you?
Y'all paying attention.
And then next thing you know, now you got the woman showing up at your house, talking about with groceries, talking about she here to cook, and you like, oh shit, because the brother hungry. You know?
What you need, baby?
I just think it's working out too.
What he's saying is pay attention.
Definitely, brothers, definitely pay attention.
The boy be like, Mama, who is man?
So,
y'all niggas let y'all
but I will also say too, it also depends on the women that you've been dealing with, because I know men who dealt with women who don't say nothing. So the man is only left to believe that what he's doing is good.
Speak up, ladies.
Yes,
so,
speak up.
It's definitely about communication. Women, don't just lay there and let the man do whatever, and you don't tell him what you like and don't like, and then he walks away thinking he and just, you know, did everything under the sun because you like, oh yeah, baby, that was good, and it wasn't.
It's hard to tell somebody they dick little though.
No,
they should know their dick is little though.
I've done it. No, it's not.
I'm not opposed to small.
If I ask you, is it in there?
I'm not opposed to.
Yeah, because if you know how to make it work, because that finger can do some good to you.
There's different sizes.
Yeah.
There's a wee-wee.
But wait a minute now. But wait a minute now.
I like them all sizes besides the dick. I like huge ones.
But do you have a cave? Do you have a cave? Because if you got a cave, it don't matter.
Oh, so in other words, if that motherfucker is wide open, your ass is, if it's like throwing a hot dog down the hallway, bitch, we can't do nothing.
That brings me to a myth. That brings me to a myth.
Okay. If I say hello when I'm down there and it echoes, okay.
Okay. So there's a myth. Vaginas are tight or loose depending on the amount of sex a person has had.
Okay.
The tight versus loose idea is fairly common, but it is purely false. Okay? Purely false. Y'all hear this?
So
this
your
is false.
can be used without
the exercises that you want
Kegel. It's called Kegel.
Yeah, that's right.
The vagina is a muscle that expands and contracts.
Right.
So when a person is aroused, the walls of the vagina soften and lengthen. That means it gets longer, y'all. Because really, it's about
it's an inverted penis.
So when
that's why we're
So when you're feeling excited, it makes the insertion easier.
Yep.
If you are nervous, the walls naturally contract, just like any other muscles will. So it doesn't matter if someone's out here being a prostitute or whore. It just depends on how they take care of themselves down there, I guess, and if they're excited, if they're not. But I mean, a whole baby comes out of there.
Yeah.
And it goes right back down.
With them shoulders.
Shoulders come out. Some of them hands big. Some of them hands big.
I'm just saying, when your bitch ain't got no daggone epidural, you think about the damn. I was like, okay, the shoulders are getting ready to come. The shoulders are getting ready to go. So you think about this shit.
So that's a part of the thought.
Hell yeah, the shoulders.
I had an epidural.
Gotta stretch out. I was trying to be about it.
I see you. Now that's what you get.
It's all good, cause honey, my kids know. My kids know. They know mommy didn't have no medicine. You better get up in there and clean that damn.
That's why me and we're happy. We just stand to the side, man. We like, breathe, baby. Breathe.
Look, my husband almost passed the fuck out of me. So my son, my president was like, oh. My aunt had to hold him up. She's like, you got this, son. I think the picture of his ass, he looked
something to see.
Oh my God. Now I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna be honest. I don't give a damn how many exercises. Now I'm be honest. I had a wonderfully tight pussy prior to my son. Okay, wonderfully tight. My shit was damn near virgin like. Okay, and then I had my son. Now I just got regular bitch pussy. I'm just saying right now. That's how I feel. I got regular.
You can get it back though.
I worked on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, damn, he done stretched it out and shit.
I can show you an exercise.
And then I had some I do the exercises, but
so what you gotta do, you gotta lay on your back.
You got me. Okay, we'll talk
so certain positions where you
yeah, because I be trying to get it, and it's like it's tight, but you know that pre-baby tight. I'm just like, man, I don't never get that back. You can't never get pre-baby tight. Once you push a nigga out your pussy, you can't get it back to pre-pushing out a nigga. That's all I'm saying.
You pushing out a whole human.
That's a big you know what I mean?
It's not. We talking about average 7 pounds. I was like, shit.
Yeah, that's a big motherfucker to push 7 pounds or something out your coochie.
It is some real shit. When you see that hair pop out, you like, damn.
I swear it go back though.
Yeah. I mean, it do. Don't get me wrong.
But you remember when you have sex after having your baby?
Yeah,
that's something.
Like when I had sex after I had my babies, it was like I was a virgin
Not for me.
Okay, we got a phone caller, y'all.
We got a caller. Somebody reached out to us.
Okay.
See what they got to say.
All right, this is Wide Open. This is Nefertiti Max. Who is this?
That's me, Secret. What's going on with our good people? Man, I'm at to download this app, man.
Hey, I'm happy we got a brother calling in.
You can't get it to work.
We got to talk about that later.
Yeah.
What's the topic? What you calling in about? We talking about sex. What you got to say about that? No, that sounds like it's dull for you.
Now let them know, cause I've been on here by myself talking.
People be out here married and be cheating on their people, you know what I'm saying? Be in a relationship and be in entanglements, you know what I'm saying?
I love entanglements. Jada and Will has coined that.
Okay, so
I'll tell about the time, man. That's like number one on the list. We get you killed out here at sex and they got that police.
Sex and
police.
Don't talk shit to the cops or fuck somebody else's bitch, okay?
You can get killed this way. These are two ways. These are the two top reasons you can get killed today.
Okay.
I'm choosing sex.
Okay, so listen, see if we want to know. Okay, so if you're trying to please a woman and she tries to instruct you on what pleases her better, will you listen or do you get an attitude?
No, I'm gonna listen because it's gonna make the sense.
My man.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
Now, this is my question. Are you paying attention enough to the body that you don't need to ask? You know what I'm saying? Are you following the moans and the little shakes, that little quiver? Are you paying attention to those things, or are you just so focused on you? What's your focus like when you up in the pussy? That's the question.
My focus is to please the pussy.
Because that's what we do.
That's
what we do.
The female satisfied, she don't satisfy you.
Exactly.
All right.
That's a good
what I'm
point.
talking about.
Yeah. You gotta do that clapping.
It is.
You right.
You know, trust me, I know, man.
No, let them know.
Like, man, no, just go ahead, after I do it for so long, eat that thing, they ready for me to put it in, because they can't take it,
Oh.
Y'all, let me tell you, if the head game is proper, you do want the dick next. Oh, this is wide open. This is wide open.
He said, nigga, I eat pussy asshole.
He said if you eat it long enough, then she's ready for you to put it in.
Yeah, he said she can't handle it when he eats.
You heard what he said? Say it again.
I used to fake that shit. I'm like, because I was tired of it.
Oh.
That's right.
He eat that shit. I'm like, don't man, put that shit in. Because maybe your ass ain't even know right. Because if you eat it right, she ain't going to put that shit in.
That's why they call it sloppy topping.
Yeah, you gotta have some slob in it, man.
Because if you eating it right, it's no way she's gonna want you to stop to put that shit in.
Oh, hold on. Tip, I'm sorry. I disagree with you. If someone eating, listen. Okay, but if someone is eating real good, right? You might already had an orgasm.
Yeah.
I do want the dick next.
Because
I
they
will
want to
stop
come
you
on
and
the
say,
dick.
come on.
Yeah,
Put
I
it
ain't
in
gonna
there.
lie. If I get good head and you come with
Sometimes
that,
I have this
Like,
it's
can
like
you
you
stay
want
there until I can go ahead and get it off right there, and then I'm gonna be good, because we could go to the next. It's not like you're gonna stop. It's still, the hole is there, this sensation is there.
Yeah.
I can get it off right there, you eating it, and then we can go straight up into fucking. I don't get it.
Y'all be reminded
Then
that
we
when
can get
you
it
hit
off
the
again.
you hit the tables.
I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
I'm just saying.
I said, no, because if you ate the busted rock,
I'm gonna want to climax right there.
shit, they goddamn snapped on it. She done snapped on it.
I'm fair. She
So
done
you
broke the
better
mic
get no
off the
pussy
table.
too. She done broke your mouth on the
Oh, no,
table.
I can't. It's like,
The goal is to squirt.
Yeah.
The goal. The goal.
right. That's the goal.
Let me be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, I come to fuck.
I feel you. Yeah.
Don't rush me now,
I heard that. I heard that.
He said someone want you to stop after they bust one.
That's
Just like
true.
niggas.
I ain't gonna lie. I have nigga tendencies myself.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. I came in there to put it down.
But there's quickies sometimes quickies suffice. And sometimes you want to go for it.
He's saying when he get up in the pussy, he want to take his time.
Yeah,
he don't want to get in there and be out. He want to play in
there. It depends on like what's going on.
That's
I go to work this morning.
Because I've had some women say like, that they want that quickie sometimes.
Yeah, I think quickies are great a lot of the time, especially if you got chicken food.
Right. Well, thank you so much for calling in and adding in your comments. We appreciate you, Cephas. We'll talk to you again.
All right, now, Cephas.
All right.
Go eat some pussy tonight.
Hey! With a flat tongue. Make it warm.
Y'all with a flat tongue.
I'm just saying. I advocate for all men to eat some pussy tonight, some clean pussy. Let me throw that out there. Some of y'all.
So question. So, do you think a woman can eat pussy better than a man?
I don't know. I've had a man and woman do it at the same time. That's why I'm threesome.
So what I will say is that I know how well. I'm trying to say, okay, look, I'm gonna be wide open. I'll be wide open.
Do it.
I know how to do that thing, and that thing is beautiful.
Can I get your number?
Slide that paper on over.
You just got that paper on over. It is a skill, it's an art, but only way I know how to do it is because I paid attention.
Yeah.
I know me, but also people have to understand that every woman ain't the same. Just because one woman might like that thick, flat tongue, some woman might want it a different way. Right. So you have to, have these men understand that. Every woman is not the same.
I only had one girl do it, and that was the girl I was in the threesome with, which was very fucking exciting. I was drunk as hell. I was laying there, and her and her boyfriend, they supposed to be walking me to the goddamn light rail. These niggas done walked me into their apartment. That's how it happened. I was supposed to go home, and it wasn't planned. It just happened, and I was in there, and next thing I know, I'm on the bed, I'm laying here, and I'm like, I'm so drunk. I'm like, oh shit, they both about to get. Yeah, I'm like, I was so, like, oh my God. And he was doing, in my head, I was like trying to be cool on the outside, but in my head, I was like, oh shit, it's about to happen, nigga, oh shit. Like, it was exciting. And then he went down there, and he was goddamn going bananas, and she was just watching him do it, and then she was like, shit, let me get, she said, let me get some of that too. And they both went at the same time. And I was just laying there. And I was like, oh my God, two people are eating at the same time. Like, that's the top of my head.
So you was the pillow princess. How old were you? Yeah. You got to be the pillow princess.
I was
pillow princess. So she's sitting there.
I was 21.
And you're like,
on the pillow and
that's exactly what the fuck it was.
They take turns with that. You gotta take turns being a pillow king or pillow queen.
No, that shit was amazing. That shit was amazing. That was wonderful. Like, there's not anybody I can tell that story to who isn't like, oh really?
Yeah.
Like, because that shit, like, I'm telling you right now, but you know what? As all things happen, it ended up going badly in the end because he wanted time with me. He pretty much wanted to cheat on her with me, and I wouldn't. She found out because his cousin was like, oh, they be having conversations and shit. I'm like, no, bitch, he calls me. And then it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? He's calling me. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so it went left. So it's like, dang, but either way, it don't make no damn difference to me. Now, I don't eat pussy. Mm-hmm. So I didn't eat hers. She put it in my face and I was like, oh.
No.
I was like, listen, I was drunk enough. I was like, I'll play in the bitch, but I'm not licking nothing. That ain't me. I don't do that. I'll play in it. I'll play in it and call it a day. I sucked some titties. She had a nipple ring. It tastes like nipple on Pineapple. You know what I'm saying? But it was cool. I mean, the whole experience was worth it just for the simple fact that I got to have a guy and a girl give me head at the same time. I mean, that right there, I remember thinking, oh shit, they're doing a 3-way kiss with my pussy. Yeah. Because that was like the thing. Like, I remember seeing it all over screen. So I was like, everybody's 3-way kissing. I was like, oh shit, it was amazing. Like, you just can't beat that type of damn story. Like, I done had some good head experiences. I done had nigga Bert. Like, he was like, he's like, I'm gonna get it all in it, swallowing it, and everything. He was like, excuse me, I ain't ate no while. I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
I said, then go ahead and get fooled. Stop playing. Stop playing. Just go ahead and get fooled. Stop playing. I had one motherfucker eat me out so goddamn long. I was riding this motherfucker's face. I was looking out the window like, I ain't got no more left. All the juices was gone. I was exhausted. I was just riding his face. Eventually, I just stopped. I was like, is you still eating the pussy, nigga? I'm exhausted. There's no more coming out. I need a sandwich, a Gatorade, and a nap, bitch. I got to go home. It's late.
Oh my God! Yeah, because I'm not one of those people that want it to be that long. I start daydreaming and shit.
Girl,
my brain, it just won't last long on one subject. I don't care what you're doing.
Listen,
I'll be thinking about some other shit. I'm like, oh, get my pussy ate.
Hey, listen,
back to this.
Back to this.
What's going on? I forgot this was going on.
I would love to see you. I wish I knew you back then.
Make him for dinner tomorrow.
Girl, I would have sent you right to his ass. You would have had a fucking ball.
If you want me to stay in the moment, it needs to be 1 hour. That's all I'm saying.
No, girl, he just wanted me to ride his face. I mean, he just, I don't mind riding the face. I don't mind, but my thing was, I'm like, listen, I'm not getting off anymore. You know what I'm saying? As far as I was concerned, I was spent. I didn't think it was possible. I didn't think it was possible for me to be spent. I'm like, no, I can do this all night. I was like, I gotta go fucking home.
No, you can't.
No, I can't do it all night. I got to go home, but I need to nap. I need to rest. Now I know how men feel, but they be like, I don't got no more. When they keep trying to go, but it's just air coming out that bitch like, bruh, it's the nuts.
Let me tell you something. I'm very in tune with my body.
Because
I masturbated for a very long time before I decided to have sex.
Really?
So yes.
How long?
From young.
When did you start masturbating?
Maybe 4, 5, 6.
Really?
9, 10, 11, 12.
You know what though? Anybody who's ever humped.
Yeah,
anybody who's ever humped at 4 or 5.
Yeah, that was me. I was natural. I was
natural.
I was good.
Like,
get her fast out of here.
I don't know what I'm doing. That shit feel good.
It feel good.
You can't hang with her. You can't hang with her.
That's exactly what
you can't hang with her.
She fast.
No
I'm trying to ask a question. Y'all ready for this question? Okay. Does sex affect you spiritually?
Yeah.
Tell me how.
For me, that's just for me. I don't think everybody, because everybody is not on the spiritual level of spiritual maturity, right?
Tell me about it.
So you could be in a fleshly mindset and you have no part, you're not even operating in your spiritual being. Mm-hmm. So for me, because growing up, I just naturally took to being more spiritual than fleshly until I figured out that shit was weird to do that. But yeah, you have to, it's weird. So for me, when I'm having sex, I'm always in a spiritual mindset when I'm having sex. I don't know, because I understand what it is.
If you're in tune with yourself, then it's easy for you to recognize
exactly.
It's a spiritual
and I recognize that in whatever partner that I'm getting ready to partake in,
everybody.
I could touch somebody and be like, oh no, I can't give you me. You don't even you're not even in understanding at all.
You don't even if you don't have knowledge of self, then I don't need you to be.
I don't need you. No,
you don't know who you are.
You're not about to transfer all that shit into me. But they don't even know. They don't even know they transferring shit.
They don't know they transferring.
I was like, but you know, energy don't die. You know what I'm saying? It's transferred.
Once you release inside me, that's what your stuff got in me. What is in that stuff?
Then I gotta take all these spiritual baths and sage and shit and get rid of your shit.
Do that pot that y'all
cleanse my spirit.
Cleanse out.
My whole process of stepping into having sex is totally different than other people, and I understand that. And everybody's not the same.
Right.
It's just for me. But learning more about it, like right now, I realize. Because I was trying to partake into like casual sex and shit like that, but then I understood that it's just not me because
that's right.
You know, it's just like my genetic makeup and how I operated at a young age was more spiritual, so I can't cut it off. I've tried to cut it off, but I can't cut it off because I'm like really in the act and I'm having a spiritual warfare. I'm like having warfare with my flesh.
You can
and my
feel
spirit.
it.
I can feel it.
You feel torn.
Yeah, so I can't even like. I'm like, okay, well, this is stupid, you know. Right. Like, I could just, you know, I'm just going to operate in my spirit. But I do know when I operate in my spirit, I have a wonderful outcome, right? I have, like, gifts and shit. So, I just keep doing it like that, but this is not for everybody.
Right.
A lot of people could operate in flesh, and sometimes I'm envious because sometimes I do want to. I want
just to be like,
hell
shallow as hell.
Yeah, I really would like
does
that.
sex affect you all mentally?
Hell yeah.
That's what we talking about.
Household Martin.
That's mental.
Household Martin. How does a man become impacted mentally by sex?
I can't speak for me because I never.
Ooh.
No, I mean not saying
hold on
it
now,
like
hold
a good or
on.
bad way, but it's always been.
You better drop that. That's it, right?
So what's up?
Because for me, I can separate the two. So sex is a physical act for me that I enjoy, that pleasure, and it never becomes something that alters my thinking or how I look at somebody. But I know friends of mine who have been in those situations where they've been like, man, I just can't get away from her, even if she's doing things that they don't like because the sex is good.
I don't know if that's physical.
Well,
a physical attraction or an urge to want to be with someone, or is it both? Because I do think men can be. So you're telling me that you've never been connected with a woman mentally when you have sex with her? And that made it better?
No. So okay.
In any way.
He's saying he has, but never enough that it would. He would.
Because she said the word stigmatized. Yeah, right. No, I would like the full
because I definitely get to where I'm someone who gets engulfed in it, where I'm all into it. Yeah. So when we're having sex, that's where my mind is. So we're going all out, and the pleasure, and the enjoyment, all of that.
He's paying attention.
I love hearing.
Let's go ahead and give him up.
I love hearing men talk about sex. I do. I love hearing men talk about sex when they actually enjoy sex. I feel like men who are focused on themselves, in my opinion, you don't enjoy sex.
You don't.
There's no way you can enjoy sex if you only focus.
I
agree with that.
Wow. It's about two people. You're not just jacking off. So you need to be worried about the other person too. Right.
Because there's nothing more pleasurable than watching a woman, like we were talking about earlier, that moaning, that twitching, that movement. If she grabs hold of you a certain way, it's like shit.
Playing in the pussy. I don't know that shit. That motherfucker get on the clit, he get the goddamn doing that motherfucking shit, and he be looking. I see that look. I be goddamn shaking. Goddamn it, I'm looking over at him, and he just looking like goddamn like.
Y'all can have orgasms.
I'm doing that to her.
Y'all have orgasms being fingered
because that's how that's the power behind.
The toes get the
I don't even have to see them. I just be feeling like what's going on.
Y'all have orgasms from getting fingered.
Yes,
Oh,
no.
I can have an orgasm from sitting freaking on the freaking bed, hunching it like.
She knows things.
I can have the movement if my mind is there. We going all the way there.
Well, I can if it's only if you're hitting the right spot. I'm not just being.
I feel like everybody can have an orgasm.
I definitely can. But I see it. I think all men do. I think that's what makes it even better. Honestly, as long as me and my husband have been together, it was when we learned more about the spiritual connection of sex that it actually got better for us.
Have you tried Kundalini?
Kundalini. That's
never mind.
I don't know.
You know what? That's a whole nother show. That's a whole nother show.
I don't know names. I just know we do things.
You might have done it. It's just like okay, no, you just research
because there's a lot of stuff out there that talks about just what you were saying, that spirituality, that's being connected through sex, and that just takes the pleasure to a whole nother level.
Find your ass. Throw that out there.
Y'all, this has been such a great episode. Thank you for coming in.
This definitely gonna have to be part 1 because you can talk about sex.
I
mean, it's like an iceberg. We just had it.
We can go all the way in, man.
Some of y'all actually got pregnant off the tip.
Oh my gosh!
Throw that out there right quick.
Thank you, Broadville Speaks, for coming in with us. We can't wait to hear your show. It starts next week, right?
Yeah, September 17th.
All right.
At 7 p.m.
Let them know.
Yeah.
September 17th, 7 p.m.
Yeah.
Tip Speaks.
1051 Live.
It's called Broad Belt.
Broad Belt.
Yes,
Speaks.
his last
Okay.
name is Broad Belt. My last name is Speaks.
Okay, got it. Broad Belt.
Yeah.
Speaks. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. 7 p.m. What y'all gonna be talking about? on the
Our
show?
first topic, we'll have Don Harris on board. He is from the community. He has a studio, Heart Press Studio on Elm Street, and he talks about like Black people being Moors, indigenous people, or African Americans.
I
Which
love
one
it.
we gonna pick?
Okay.
So that's what that show.
Tuning in.
Yeah.
That's
Tuning
what's
in.
up.
I know you went up
I
there.
might sit on the couch.
Yeah, let's sit on the couch.
I might be in a room.
That's what's
What
up.
about
Because
conversation?
it's a big deal because like people are always talking about reparations, but we don't even have a nationality. You have to have a nationality
You can't get
before you even
reparations
get
without a
reparations.
nationality.
Wow. Okay,
So,
she done already
Y'all
dropped
heard
some
that.
knowledge
Next
right
Thursday
there.
at 7 p.m.
Yes,
1051 Live.
next
Thursday.
Broad
Thank
Belt
you.
Speaks.
Thank you.
Just
Yeah.
claiming to be Black is not enough.
No,
I
it's
hear
not
that.
a
Uh-oh.
nationality.
Y'all, please be reminded. Y'all know we tell y'all a little quote every week.
Oh, absolutely. Please do not forget, okay?
That what?
Closed mouths don't get fed.
So we
Keep
keep
'em
them wide open.
I
We'll see y'all next
All
week.
right, peace.
That was awesome, y'all.
Yes.
I love it.
Oh, thank you, y'all.
Yeah, you all
We'll rock
killed
the
it.
start, but
Yes.
we got through it.
Once we get the rolling, we good.
I see.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Once we
see.
get the rolling.
And I love the way you implement the drinks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's
yeah.
nice, and then you call it out.
Yeah.
Cause it's like everything serious is going on out here. So this is a place for you. It's like an island. Come
Yeah.
over here and take a getaway.
Pretty
That's
much.
something. That's
Yeah.
something we talked about is doing drinks, but getting like, and I was going to ask you, like, if you thought about getting like the local brewers and stuff to like sponsor. If you give their name.
That's
and
our
speak to-
intent. That's
Yeah,
our
that was one of
intent.
our things.
One
yeah.
thing so what we wanted to do was build up a base so that when we come to them about it,
You can always show
we
that
can
you
let
got
them
these
know, like,
many
yeah, we
listeners and-
exactly. Like,
Yeah.
we
These are our
we're-
numbers. This
yeah,
is what we're doing.
exactly. Like, so, but that's
That's
definitely where we're headed at
Yeah.
with it, because there's some, especially because at that point, then, like, you know, they have like wine places and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so we're even hoping in the future that we'll be able to
Have a live
do a
event.
live, like at a vineyard or something,
Yeah.
where we talk,
Oh,
and
it's
so
a
we do the
figure
wine and stuff.
today. So let me know.
Yeah.
I know the manager at the Lexington Vineyard is called Children's Vineyard.
Oh, okay. Oh, I like their wine.
Is that the racing guy?
That
Children's?
Moscato. Oh my
Yeah,
god, that
yeah,
Moscato
that
is
Is
so
it
good.
that good?
Yeah, they have some
Oh,
good wine.
I'm not a
No,
wine
Muscadine. The Muscadine.
Yeah, so that was
That's
what
the one.
today.
Muscadine is
Today
nasty.
I
No, I like
sampled.
Muscadine.
Cause I went to a wine tasting today and
Uh-huh.
I did sweet and light. And,
Sweet light.
Yeah, so they give you a list of all of the sweet and light wines, and then they give you a glass and
We
they pour
out,
you a
y'all.
little bit. And you like taste it, and then you have like a survey card,